Hey everyone, this is Mark from Wiki. In this Blender tutorial, I'm going to show you how I created this roller coaster track using the Array Modifier. So here we are inside my scene. As you can see, I have my curbs path right here, and then I have this little square model, which is going to be like the support beam. So now I'm going to show you step by step on how you add the middle beam, the two side ones, and then the most important part is how we're going to be using the Array Modifier to duplicate that support system and have it go all the way around the track. It's really important to have your main path and kind of keep it separate from anything else. So as you can see, this is my main path and it's just the curb outline. So what I did is you can go ahead and I just duplicated it. So you can see right here, I have this one called main path middle, and then I just gave it a little bit of a thickness. So underneath the data attribute and geometry, you can see underneath the bevel round, I have it where you have some thickness right here. So you can expand it to whatever you need. So while you have that selected, you can go ahead and just hit Control C and then paste it back in here. And what I'm going to do is start with the left one. And as you can see, it's just the same exact path. And the depth is a little bit smaller. So you can see that the track is a little bit smaller right here. And then this is going to be the most important part is you're going to just want to do an offset. So you can see right here, usually it's by 0. So you can just offset it, and I have it at like 0.591. And then that's it. So now it's just going to offset it to the left. And then it's as simple as just duplicating that and just doing a negative. So as you can see, I have a one called right. And then the offset is just negative 0.591. So now we have a track that has everything but this little support system right here. So it's really simple, and what I recommend is go ahead and here and just make sure that it's all working correctly so you can see inside the loop. You're going to want to kind of move the camera around, make sure your offsets are all looking correctly. And then one thing is you're going to want to make sure that the resolution right here where my mouse is, you're going to want to make sure that this is set to something decent. So I have it at 8. So you're going to want to make sure that they're all the same for the middle, the left, and the right. So just make sure your resolution's all the same. And it should be if you just kind of duplicated everything. So already we're off to a really good start. Now let's go ahead and do the array modifier in this, and it would just kind of follow the path and duplicate. So as you can see right here, this is a very simple support system. There's not much to it. All it is just one long cube. And then what I did is I added some loop cuts here, and it just extracted these faces down and kind of pulled them in. So if I go into edit mode, you can see it's very simple. There's not much going on here. I added the loop cuts right here. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4 loop cuts. And then what I did is I just selected these bottom faces right here and just extruded them down and brought them over. Then what I did is once that was done, I added some smooth shading. So I just right clicked on it, hit shade smooth. So it gives a little bit more of a smoother look. And so this is what it looks like when it's kind of rendered out. And now what we need to do is let's go ahead and start adding the modifiers to be able to have it attached to the track and follow it. So now let's go ahead and add the most important one first, and that is the array modifier. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, I'm on Blender 5.01, and there's two different arrays. There's a brand new array system, and then there's this legacy one. So let's go ahead and choose that one first. And then when you do that, you're going to see that it automatically is going to add 3 modifiers. And you could just move this button right here. It says count. But now let's go ahead and let's just collapse that for now. And we need to add another modifier called curve. And just go ahead and make sure you add that below it, because the way it works with modifiers, it does matter what order these things are in. So while you have the curve one selected, let's go ahead and hit this button right here. It says curve object. And then you can choose main path or main path middle. Let's just go ahead and choose the main path middle. And as you can see, it should automatically add it to your path right here. And then let's go ahead and add a subdivision. So we just go up here and click in subdivision. And then this will just give it a little bit more of a smoother look. So you can see it doesn't look so blocky. So you can change this levels to like 2 or 3, whatever it may work. But now the fun part is underneath the array system. This is where we're going to go ahead and you can give it, how many times it needs to be repeated, and then I'll show you how you can move it up and down. So in this situation, you're going to not want to choose anything other than just the line. Now you have a few different options. You have these 3 options right here. So you have relative, you have offset, and then you have endpoint. So when you start to move this value right here, the translation for the X, you can see you can move it along the path. So this is where you're going to kind of eyeball how many times you want it repeated. And so if you zoom out, you can just click this slider and just kind of keep repeating until it goes all the way toward the end. So as you can see, that was too many. So you could just do something maybe like 150 and then just slowly like bump it up, 152, 153. So it looks like 153 seems to be like a decent amount. And then you can always offset it. And then if you start to offset it, you know, while you already changed the count, you're going to have to kind of go back and do that. So that's why they have this few other options. So let's go ahead into the first one and do the relative. So you can see it's kind of similar. So if you go into here, you can offset it and just kind of stretch it here and, you know, kind of the same values as the other one. But now what you can do is move around and make sure that everything is following correctly. And as you can see, that looks pretty good. So that's pretty cool how you can automatically do that and, you know, everything looks good. But let's go ahead and say you want to move this up a little bit. So what you can do is while that's selected, hit the N, and that's going to pull up this property right here. And you're going to want to make sure you hit item. Then what you can do is underneath your location, you can just move this up and down. So right here on the Z, you can go ahead and move that up. So if you want to have it where the track is just barely poking out, something like that, you can go ahead and, you know, just move the Z. And then what I like to do is make sure you move around the model and make, you know, kind of make sure it's the same thing. So you can see when you do that, everything is looking good. And then this might be a little more complicated, but you can move the mouse and then kind of rotate as if you're in the loop just to make sure everything looks good. Because when you start to do arrays and everything, if you don't have a good path, like if you have some weird curves, you might start to get some weird glitching. And that's it for this tutorial. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want more tutorials like this. Again, this is Mark from Blender After Dark.